Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Camp Talk podcast. This is our second episode, and we are joined today by two of our fantastic brand ambassadors. We have Isabel, and we also have Ted.
So today we're going to be chatting a little bit about all of our camp experiences and what to expect at a typical day at camp.
Hi, I'm Ted. I'm 19. It'll be my third summer at Camp Chippenham in Silver Lake.
Hi, I'm Isabel. I'm 21, and this will be my third summer at Pocono Springs Camp.
Great, fantastic, guys. You're naturals. So let's start off. I just want to ask you guys a quick fun question. Let's describe a camp day in 2 emojis.
I would say the sun emoji, water emoji.
Definitely the walking emoji, because constantly doing it. Maybe the running emoji.
My goodness. This is a very tough one. Something to do with water for me, probably because I did lifeguarding, so most of my experience was in the lake in the water all the time. So yeah, I'm probably sun too. Sun emoji. Love getting a tan at camp. Good weather, so yeah.
Very much missing that at the moment. Okay, I would probably describe it as either like the sunset emoji, because I feel like the best sunsets are at camp. Or maybe like the laughing face emoji, because camp a day can be very funny. A lot can go on, like you don't know what's going to happen. So I feel like that probably describes a typical day at camp. Okay, why don't we chat about our roles at camp and what our past roles have been and what roles we're going into next summer.
Okay, so last year at camp I worked as a lifeguard, and that basically entailed like teaching the children to swim, and then also like lifeguarding, doing like pool activities, pool parties, lots of different stuff. I absolutely love lifeguarding, but this year I'm going to be doing camp counsellor. Just want to try something a little bit different and have a different experience really. So
that's great. I always think that like waterfront seems like one of the most fun places on camp for sure. Like if I could redo my camp career, I'd probably go through like a waterfront route, because it just seems so fun, like being outside.
Yeah, it definitely is fun.
Definitely. And for those of you that don't already know, there is sort of 2 types of roles at camp. There's an activity specialist and there's a general counsellor. Both are great. Both have sort of really positives about them. So yeah, I think you can explore different options when you are thinking about what you want to do at camp. If you have a particular hobby you want to teach, you can definitely do that, and you'll spend all day doing that, which is so much fun. Or you can do a more general role, which is what Courtney is going to go into, where you'll do loads of different activities throughout the day. You'll have your group of kids. Very similar to what you two both do, isn't it? Ted, do you want to tell us about your roles?
Well, I originally went to camp, I wanted to be a specialist. I went down as a soccer specialist, but I spoke to my camp at a camp fair, and they didn't have any roles, so general counsel, I was like, oh yeah, I'll give that a go. And I love it. Going back for my 3rd year of it, it's just you spend time with your kids the whole time, which can get a bit repetitive, but you get used to them. It makes it a lot easier in the bunk and like dinner times, because you know more about them. So yeah, I love it. You just take them all to the activities, you do the activities yourself, and then take them elsewhere. It's great.
Amazing. I think it's always good going into interviewing with camp, sort of being open to either role, open to different ideas, and seeing what sort of comes about it from that. I mean, you might want one role and end up loving the role that you end up going with. That was definitely like part of my experience as well. But what age group what age group were you a general counsellor for?
So last year I had freshmen, which is 9 to 10. Then this year I had the same boys, just the year up, which is like the best part of camp, because I got back to camp and like when they arrived, they're like, oh, you're a counsellor again. They were really excited. So
yeah, that is the best feeling when you get to reunite with your kids and they come running up to you when they get off the bus. Amazing. And what about you, Isabel?
So the past 2 years, I was a social media specialist. So I basically spent all day filming and like updating the Instagram and the TikTok. I still was like a cabin counselor, like in the evenings, in the mornings. So I still had like a group of kids. But next year, I'm hoping to do kind of half and half, do like general counselor in the morning, and then in the afternoon, I'll be a specialist, which I'm still undecided what specialty I'm going to do, but I'm thinking maybe adventure or gymnastics.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. Such a change as well. I love that. And also I feel like, I'm a bit biased because I did media as well, but I feel like media is such a fun role at camp that you get to sort of go around camp and be everywhere and capture different moments. But I love that you get to try a few different things at your camp. That's quite unique as well, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like being on like the media team, it is a bit of like a unique position because you're not as much like interacting with the kids all day as you would if you were like an activity specialist. So that's kind of why I just want to change it up a little bit for my third year, just kind of get a different, like Courtney said, like a different experience.
Amazing. I mean, my first summer in 2022, I was a photographer on the media team. Similarly, just going around camp taking photos. I had my group of kids, but you're really sort of flexible in this role. You can be sort of anywhere around camp with any of the kids, which is fantastic. My second and third year, I ran the media team, which was so much fun. Learned a lot of leadership skills from that role. And then this past summer, I was running one of the girls' side divisions, which was so much fun. Such a different role from being a photographer and running the media team to then having like 45 little sisters that were sort of mine for the summer, which was amazing. Very different, kept me on my toes, but so much fun.
Love that.
Love that for you. Let's chat a little bit about sort of a day at camp. I feel like a day at camp, there's so many things can happen, like we mentioned before, like your days, you're doing so many different things and you're on the go all the time. But let's sort of break down sort of the different moments in the day. I feel like one of the best parts, and also like a very sort of parent chat moment, is when you wake up in the morning to reveille, like being woken up to that every morning and coming outside and sort of hearing about the announcements, celebrating birthdays, things like that. Is this somewhat similar to what you guys would have experienced at camp?
So we had the reveille, and then you got like 10-15 minutes to get to the flagpole, and then it's like announcements there. But the reveille is literally just wake up and then come to the flagpole.
I mean, we don't get 15 minutes, unfortunately. We have to get out of those bunks when we hear the reveille. But would you have had like a meeting point in the morning, or like with the general counsellors that go to your day camp, would they have had anything like that?
Yeah, so they would have went to the bunks in the morning when they arrived. They would have went to like their own individual bunks with me doing lifeguarding. We just would have had like a meeting in the morning, like a 5-10 minute meeting, what we were for the day, like lesson plans and stuff like that. Yeah, so I suppose we kind of do that, but it's different. Yeah,
Day camp life. Miss it. I feel like once you leave camp and you don't have that every morning, you're like, oh, I wish I appreciated it a little more when I was at camp. What about you, Isabel? What does your mornings look like?
So we get woken up by like a song, and it's like different every day, and the kids can request the song that gets played in the morning. So like it could be Moana, or it could be I don't know. And then so that goes off at like 7:30, I think, and then we have until 8 to get to breakfast, and then after breakfast we go back and get ready, and then we have morning cove, which is like our morning meeting essentially, and they do like a hillside and lakeside, so like girls and boys side, separate meetings in the morning, and that's where they do like announcements and stuff.
Oh, amazing. So kind of similar, but like a little bit sort of flipped. Like we would hear reveille, we'd come outside of the bunks, and then we'd just go through like the announcements for the day. If it was your birthday, you'd have to wear a tiara and skip around the pole, and everybody would be clapping and cheering. And it's my first summer, I hated it. I was not prepared for it, but it's fun, and the kids get to raise the flag if it's their birthday, and like it's a sweet moment, very wholesome. And then we will go for breakfast and start the day.
We had a tradition, not last year but the year before, where I don't know how it started, but there was this little like pickle figurine that got like passed around throughout the day, and if at the end of the night by like I think it was 9 was the cutoff, if it was on your bed, the next morning you had to run around morning coves and everyone would chant big dill, like dill pickle. And that was the year before last. That was our morning tradition.
That's so random.
Yeah.
I'd love to know who started that and how that came about.
It was one of like the campus leaders. She like always wore like a pickle hat and stuff, and she had like a giant pickle. But so if it would just get like passed around.
That's amazing. That's such like a camp thing. Like if you say that to anyone at home, they're like, what? Where were you for your summer? Like, that's bizarre. We always have random things going on, like especially in orientation. They definitely do like there was like this softball that was going around, and what was it? Oh yeah, you had to hold the softball, and then you couldn't really like say anything about it. You couldn't give it to someone. You couldn't show interest in it unless someone else asks you like, why are you holding the softball? And then as soon as they ask you that, you then give the ball to that person, and you have to like sign it. And it went around like all the staff, but like you couldn't be like, here, have this softball. You had to carry it until someone said like, why are you carrying just random things that just happened at camp. Definitely not as exciting as a pickle run around, but something. All right, so I think it'd be good to get a good idea of what sort of the chunk of the day looks like, from sort of after we've had breakfast, after we've got ready, all the way up until once the activity periods have finished for the day. And I know you both have experience doing like a general counsellor role and an activity specialist role, so it'd be good to know a little bit of the differences, a little bit of how your day looked.
Yeah, so I was obviously an activity specialist. In the morning, after like our morning cove, like morning meeting, all of the activity specialists would go, like leave that early and go to their areas. Mine was the media shed. And yeah, so you basically just do your activity from essentially breakfast till lunch, and then obviously you meet up with whoever at lunch. At lunch hour camp, you can sit, like, you don't have to sit in your cabin, you can sit like wherever you want. And then same again from lunch until shower hour. And then once you hit shower hour, you're back with your bunk for evening activity and things like that. For me, it was a little bit different because I was on the media team, so I was still kind of doing my activity through like the evening program, but all of the other activity specialists would be back with their bunk.
Yeah, it was similar like that with media with us. Like you do have sort of moments when you have to carry on editing or capture things throughout the day. Like what sort of things did you like shoot throughout the day? Did you have sort of a vision in mind, or did you work with the kids, or how did you go about sort of knowing what you wanted to capture for the day?
Usually we kind of have like a little bit of like a meeting with either like our camp director or Drew, who's sort of like around the media team, and we'd kind of just go over like what was expected of the day, if there was anything significant happening that we needed to like be there to capture and things like that. And then you kind of just work on your own schedule. Like I would write down like where different bunks were during different activity periods, just so I could like kind of get them all. So we have, I think it was 3 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon, 3 periods. So.
Amazing. And have you got sort of any advice for anyone thinking about doing a media role, like anything you think they should either prepare for before they go to camp, or just anything interesting about the role?
I would say one of like the big pros to it, I mean, I guess it's the same for any activity specialist, but you're kind of going around and like interacting with everyone, because you're like going to all these different activity periods, and like you get to see more of camp, I guess. Like if you're stuck on like high ropes or something like that all day, like you don't get to see what's happening on the other side of camp. Yeah. Where it's kind of cool to see like everything happening. And like the kids start to get to know you as well a lot more, because you're constantly there like filming and stuff, and they love the camera.
Yeah.
So it was good to get like the kids involved as well. Like this year we focused a lot and did a lot of like mini interviews with like mini microphones, which they love doing. So
yeah, mine were very like, they want to be little influencers, which is so cute. And I'm sure you have so many, like I always had people running up to me being like, take a photo of me, and I'm like, okay, sure, why not? Amazing, that's great. I think if anyone's thinking about being a media specialist, like this is such a good role to chat to us about and find out a bit more about, whether it's sort of social media or photography or videography or anything sort of in this area. Also, I'm sure you agree, but you definitely sort of build your portfolio throughout the summer. Like you're taking so much footage, and like I was taking so many photos throughout the summer, that you just naturally get so much better at the medium that you're doing, regardless, I'm sure, in every activity, but especially in photography. Like your portfolio is going to be so big when you do finish camp, which is always nice if you do want to go into a career in media. Amazing. Thanks for telling us a bit about your role. Do you have any, I know I'm putting you on the spot with this one, but do you have any sort of funny moments or anything that particularly stands out from doing this role?
Probably just like, I mean, there's always just like wacky stuff happening on camp, and you just always have it on camera.
Yeah.
Like someone will like, I don't know, accidentally like fall during a meeting or in their activity, and it's like, I got it on camera, and then you can kind of show that around, which is funny, but yeah.
Amazing. Great. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, Ted, tell us a bit about your role, about your day as a general counsellor.
Okay, that's very different. So our camp, after breakfast you get back. Oh crap. After breakfast you get back and it's like 8:45, and then the specialists aren't allowed to leave the bunk until 9, and then when it hits 9 they can go off to their area, and then you're just with the kids. First period's at 9:15, and during that gap in between you get them ready, and then that schedule gets posted, and each general, so it's like 3 generals per division, so each one of us will get our timetables of where we're going for the day, and then you just like, oh, which kids are going here? Yeah, come with me. And then you take them there, and then I do the activity as well. I find it great. And then lower camp, you have instructional swimming, it's like learning how to swim, and waterfront. So you're in the water twice a day. I don't think upper camp do that. I think it's just the waterfront. But yeah, so just take them there and enjoy it really. There's 3 periods before lunch, then lunch, so it's 4th period, then it's like an icy break. It's like 15-20 minutes I think. And then 5th and 6th, and then it's shower hour, then dinner. And there's like an awkward period of time. Oh, it's free play actually, free play. And then it's the evening activity. You just do it all with them.
That's great. You definitely, I feel like in this role, get to be a bit of a big kid and just try things. Do you have sort of any activities that you got to do with the kids that were your favourite?
Probably football, because I play it at home.
Yeah.
Then they're like, oh, it's not fair because, well, I'm an adult, so. I think like the arts and crafts ones actually.
Yeah.
It's just really peaceful, and you're kind of just like, the kids, they are usually really loud and full of energy, but like when they're there, they like focus on what they're doing. It's just like, it's a breather.
Amazing. You definitely have those moments where the kids are like super high and ready to go, and then other moments where they're like just focusing on what they're doing, and it's nice to sort of have that variety. Does your camp do things like electives where you get to do sort of random activities throughout the day, or is it sort of set schedule?
No, so the group leader, they've got their iPads, and you like go up to the kids. It's like, oh, pick your schedule. So there's like a list of multiple options, and they pick it each day, and it gets uploaded the next day. So yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. I feel like that's amazing that they get to pick.
Yeah, so it'll be like a list of like 4 or 5, and they pick, and there's like a certain amount of slots. So like cooking, for example, there's only like 8, and like the kids all want to do that, and like 82, the kids all want to do that. And then they're like, oh, well, I didn't get to do this, I didn't get to do that. Oh, you can pick it tomorrow.
Yeah, it's so cool. I feel like my kids were so obsessed with cooking. Like everyone wants a sweet treat at the end of the day, but like they wanted to go every single time. Also, like as the kids get older, I feel like you get to do different activities with them as well, which is nice. I don't know if it's the same at your guys' camp, but at mine, you have to be a certain age to like ride the bikes or do go-karting, or my kids went on like a hike for one of their sessions this summer. So as they get older, you like get to do like different activities with them, which is always nice, and I suppose adds a bit of variety to sort of each of your summers. Amazing. Do you have any sort of moments that really stand out from being a general counsellor?
Sort of. They just say a lot of weird things throughout the day. You just get to hear everything. You think to yourself, oh, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's often really funny. I think on the waterfront, like the inflatable thing, we'll do like flips off it, and the kids are like, oh, I could do that. I'll be like, can you? And they're like, yeah, and they just go for it, and no one ever gets hurt, don't worry, but like, it's really fun. Just attempt a backflip without any trying. It's really good.
I also feel like sort of every role at camp is hard. Like, don't get me wrong, there's challenges to every camp, but I also feel the general counselor role in particular it can be hard in terms of like, you have to always be on the go for the kids and you have to always be ready for sort of every activity, which is hard. Like in life, you're not sort of high energy all the time. I think I definitely experienced that this year. Sort of in my role, I was able to do a lot of the activities with the kids, and I think you build great bonds with the kids regardless of what role you're in, but especially as a general counselor, you're like their big brother or big sister for the summer. Like you're their person throughout the entire day. And I definitely have this photo of me just like trying to walk to one of my cabins, and I have like a child on this side, I have a kid on my back, I have one here, and like I'm like in motion trying to walk to where I needed to go, and like the kids, so they're just always on you, always wanting to chat to you, which is amazing, but definitely is sort of one of those things that you have to get used to, I feel, in this particular role. I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, definitely. They always ask for piggybacks.
Yeah.
Really badly burnt last summer. I got like sun poisoning and like
Oh
my
no.
shoulders. Like kids just come at me and like grab my shoulder and be like, piggyback. I'm like,
Oh, no.
oh. But yeah, they were like, oh, I'm not going home unless I get a piggyback, or oh, I don't want to do that activity. Well, tough. Like, yeah.
We're doing it. You're gonna have fun regardless. I mean, Courtney, do you want to talk a little bit about being a lifeguard? Because that's, again, like a different role, and it's also a day camp role as well.
Yeah, so at our camp, with lifeguarding, like in the morning, you would have like a meeting for about 10 minutes, just kind of discuss what you were going to do for the day, talk about like swim instruction, like what skills we wanted to focus on with the kids. And then for the first 3 periods in the morning would be swim instruction. So that was like one of my favorite parts. I loved that. I was working with like the young kids, and it was just such good fun. I loved doing swim instruction. That and then we had lunch. We were really lucky as lifeguards. We got like an hour for our lunch, and we got our lunch like by ourselves, so we didn't have to have lunch with the kids or anything, and we just kind of got free time for an hour. So that was nice, and you could just kind of go wherever, sunbathe, do whatever you wanted for an hour. So that was really nice. And then the last 3 periods of the day then would be lifeguarding. So I was on the pool, just lifeguarding the pool. The kids would just have like free swim. So yeah, that's basically my finished. Our last period, we would just go and then get back on the buses and get the children rounded up and take them home. So it's a bit different. We don't do like cabin counselor or evening activity, so I can't really discuss any of that. But yeah.
The biggest tips that I would give to anyone sort of doing an activity role, who is going to be in a certain area sort of all day, like when I was on the media team, I was sort of doing media all day, is definitely in that time where you have the evening activity, or when you have rest hour, or when you have sort of other free periods throughout the day, like go and join your group of kids, go and make these memories with the kids. I think sort of really putting yourself in sort of with the kids, with the staff, when you can, is what makes your experience so much fun. And maybe where you might feel like you miss out on being with them throughout the day, you're going to have that time other times throughout the summer where you're going to be able to really be with the kids. And especially weeks like Colour Wall week, when the schedule is just completely different and you get to sort of try different things, definitely you're going to experience some of that fun stuff that sort of everyone chats about when they are talking about these general counsellor roles. Also, it is nice as well to have a little bit more freedom in the activity specialist role and sort of go around camp and be in different, sort of, especially as a media staff, sort of being around and meeting different kids and different age groups. And so yeah, definitely pros and cons to either. Both are fantastic, both are worth having a chat about and being open to. But thanks for sharing that. There is sort of one period of time during the day that we haven't spoken about yet, and it's, I think, from my opinion, it is one of the funniest times of the day. I don't know if you guys agree, but rest hour. How does rest hour work for your camp?
So rest hour for us, obviously is after lunch, and I think they say to us during orientation that they encourage all the kids to have at least half an hour of quiet time. Right. So that's just like time on their beds, like reading, they can sleep, anything, but just like kind of relaxing a little bit, because like the kids probably don't know it, but like they need that time to just like recharge. Yes. So we kind of enforced that this year, which like honestly I thought it was going to be a lot harder than it was, but it was fine. Like they were more than willing to just kind of chill for 30 minutes, and then at like the 30-minute mark we'd be like, okay, you can like go outside if you want or do whatever. We kind of like did a mix of things during rest hour. Like we had some hammocks outside our cabin, so they'd go hang out there. We were also right by the basketball courts, our cabin, so they'd play on there. I did have the older girls, so they liked to put their towels outside and lay down in the sun. They were constantly asking, oh, like, what's the UV today? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not gonna do that.
I'd want to sunbathe and like, yeah, that's hilarious. What about you, Ted? What's your experience with rest hour?
We didn't have a rest hour, so
No?
no. So like the closest thing we got is like a lazy day on Friday, which is just like a late wake up. But
Wow.
we have like after dinner, there's free play. They've got like half an hour to just like do what they want on campus.
Yeah.
Really. And like there's like counselors are in like in certain areas.
Yeah.
The kids. But other than that, no. The counselors get a period off like each day, but there's not like a rest hour. I wish there was. That'd be great, but they kind of like settle down during shower hour. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Interesting.
we don't have a rest hour.
Yeah. Again, interesting how every camp does it. Like we have rest hour, and I suppose it's probably supposed to be a bit more like yours, Isabel, where they actually rest and they sort of are out of the sun and things like that. And they do go in their cabins for a good while. But this downtime is when we do the most random things, I feel. When like these memories are really made. Like I remember last year, during rest hour, my kids decided they wanted to dye my hair with, like, it wasn't supposed to be permanent, it was just sort of like a pen that washes out after one wash. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever, let's do it, let's do it. So they set like up a little salon. They were doing my hair very roughly, but it was fine. They were brushing it, they were dyeing it, and I was like, oh, that's fine. It will just be pink until shower hour. Like I've only got a couple of hours until I wash it out. It lasted for about 3 weeks. I had bright pink hair for a very long time. It was funny, but it was a shock. Don't let the kids dye your hair if you have bleached hair, I guess. I should have thought about that before I let them do it. But it's really funny to look back on now, and like I feel like in these moments when there isn't like activities and you're just sort of chatting with the kids is when the most random but funny things happen, and you really do get to know the kids sort of super well through doing that. But yeah, rest hours are very sort of different. Okay, great. I mean, it's been so great sort of hearing about how sort of each camp runs their day. I think it's so interesting. Every camp is ever so slightly different, but somewhat follows a similar routine. I mean, we finish up our day as activity specialists, and then you would go and join your group to spend the evening with them. You'd have sort of shower hour, you'd have dinner, you'd have some free time as well, which is always nice. You're going to sort of have these moments to sort of just hang with the kids, hang with the staff, which is really nice. And then, I mean, if you're at sleepaway camp, you're going to have even activity, which is my favorite time of the day. It's sort of when you'll be able to do anything and everything of an evening. The activities really do vary, which is so nice. I don't know if you guys have sort of a favorite even activity or some that really stand out that you've enjoyed in your summers so far.
Yeah, I like the talent shows because the staff and camper ones especially, because you're like friends with someone and they get on the stage and like, since when could you do that? And then I like the sport ones as well. Like my team won last year, I was so competitive, I was shouting at all of them, I was like, oh, do this. I was like, and then yeah, it was really fun because they got more into it. But talent shows are the best because it's really unexpected and then it's really impressive as well.
Yeah, they are. Like in orientation, which is a week before the kids get there, where you do staff training and socials and stuff, we have a talent show maybe like the 3rd day in, and it's such a difference from pre-talent show to post-talent show, because people are kind of a little bit more reserved in the first couple of days. We're all meeting each other for the first time, and then we have this staff talent show and you see people just really sort of let loose and be silly and goofy, or like show that they have an amazing talent in something, and it really does sort of shift camp, and you really get to know people, and I think they're hilarious as well. Like we can have anything from someone singing like a ballad to someone hitting someone with a tortilla chip or like something like that. It's so random, but yeah, that's definitely a great evening activity one for sure. What about you, Isabel?
I mean, our evening activities are different every single night of camp. Like I don't know how they manage to do it, but it's something different every single night. So we have like magic shows, like a hypnotist comes in. One of my favorites is probably like the paint party.
Oh yes.
We have
Yeah.
this like DJ. He comes during orientation as well for like a staff like party, but then he comes back for the paint party, which is like really fun, and all like the leadership have the paint and they're like spraying everyone. And I also love mock rock. I don't know if you guys do it as well, but it's like lip sync, I guess. So like
That's so cool.
do it, I think you do it by cabin, and then they just like come up with a dance to a song and they dress up. It's usually really funny.
Amazing. That sounds so much fun. Also the paint thing as well. Like, we have some paint events, but not like that. That sounds amazing. I wanna bring that to our camp next year. Great. I mean, even activity, it honestly can be something different, which is so nice. And I think it's also nice to know that if you are an activity specialist, you're going to have that time to just try something different and have fun. And it's usually everyone's in a good mood, I feel, because you've had a great day, like you're winding down, you're doing something new. Also, like, aside from a regular day, there are definitely different events that go on throughout the summer, and I feel like we'll chat sort of more in detail about the different events sort of in other episodes, but it'd be good to know from your experiences at camp, like, what is your favorite, if you can think of just one, what is your favorite themed event at camp, or special day or special event?
Mine's college ball. So we do a colour war in first session because I'm on Silver
Yeah.
Lake side, and college ball's the second session, and it's both boys side and girls side combined, so it's a co-ed one.
Yeah.
They're given like a college from America, and it's like colour war. It's just everything's four-way. So it'd be four-way basketball, four-way football, four-way volleyball. It's so chaotic. It's really fun. It's great. And I was captain last year as well, so that helps.
Oh, amazing. I mean, that's such an honor as well if you ever get like captain or anything like that. That's really cool. Anybody else got one that they really like?
Yeah, we had tribals, which I think is just the same as Color War. So we had navy and maroon, so the whole camp was split in two, and for like 3 days it's just like straight competition. But definitely like the last day of tribals when they announce like the winner and stuff, it's like it's actually crazy how much emotion these kids feel towards like winning or losing. Like I had kids in my cabin crying because they won and crying because they lost, and I was just like, I don't know how to deal with this. And like counselors as well, like there was counselors like crying on both sides as well, and I was just like, whoa, this is intense. So yeah, that's like a huge thing at our camp, but yeah.
That's cool. I feel like anything where they combine like sort of the whole of camp to do something is so much fun, and you get to also see the staff that you might not see as often as well, which is nice. I would say slightly different, but one of my favorite events at the end of the summer, we do like an end of summer banquet, and it's always like a bit emotional because it's the sort of the second to last day, I think. We'll have like a nice meal together. It was Italian night, and they last year, and they dressed up the dining hall to look sort of like an Italian themed restaurant, which was amazing. And then we go and take pictures at sunset by the lake with all the kids, and then we head for like a party at the basketball courts, and we can like win t-shirts and stuff like that, and it's just a really fun way to end the summer and sort of capture some of these memories, and also just have a wholesome sort of end to the summer. So that's probably one of my favorites. What about you, Courtney?
Yeah, for me, I would say like Colour War. My camp is called Rama Games. Yeah, just the whole week they do lots of different activities. It's really fun. And then the last day, so ours this year they themed it like Broadway theme, and they had someone from like Broadway come in from like Wicked to sing, which was so cool. Like one of the main parts, so that was really cool.
Oh
They
my
do really
God.
fun Colour War, and like they call it Rama Games. So yeah, that was probably one of my favorite things. And then like end of year camp party too. Yeah, I'd say that was really nice, just getting to get with all the staff, and yeah, it was lovely.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us for this episode. It's been so great to chat to you both and hear about your camp stories. Before we round it off, I would love to know if you have a piece of advice for anyone that's thinking of going with WorkPlay USA next summer to go to summer camp. Any advice you would give anybody considering it?
It's better to do it scared than to not do it, because I know people Like I was scared to do it. I mean, I didn't really think about it when I signed up, but I was like scared. It hit me whilst I was on the plane over. I was like, oh, this is quite a big thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like the thought of not doing it once you've had the thought. I think the thought of regret would be so big for not doing summer camp, especially if you follow a camp and then you see all the fun people are having, and you're like, oh, could have had that, but it's better to get scared than not do it at all.
Yeah, that's so true. That's great advice.
The week before you go, you're gonna be like, what have I signed myself up to? Like, is this even like what like the right thing to do? Like, you have to get past that and get at least like 2 or 3 weeks in, because those first few weeks you're gonna be like, I don't know, like, is this like what I wanted to do? But then once you get past that point, it just all clicks, and like you'll have the best time.
Amazing. Thanks, guys. That is fantastic advice. And thank you for everybody for watching. Feel free to comment anything you would like us to cover in future episodes. We'd love to just sort of cover anything you guys are thinking about in terms of camp next summer, any worries, anything you want a bit more clarification on. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and hopefully we'll see you again so soon.